Got a Eugenia right here. I think it's the Calicinia or Savannah cherry. I'm gonna put that one right there in between this Valkyrie mango and orange crush jackfruit. But first, I'm trying to figure something out with all this bamboo. Got a ton of it. First, we're going to try out a new tool I got here to remove. That'll help me remove these bananas, because this has been a battle and a half to try and make this clump smaller. A battle and a half. But I saw a nice video on YouTube here the other day that uses this thing right here. What is this thing growing? It's called a post hole digger. In this case, also a tamping bar. Lay this thing on the ground so you can see what it looks like in its full glory. There, it's literally a solid bar, metal bar, but it has this whatever you call it here at the bottom. It's nice and sharp and wide and perfect for prying out these banana pups. I mean, it was just this little Asian girl on YouTube just taking out banana pups like it's nothing. Meanwhile, I'm working on like my third set of shovels that I've broken trying to dig up banana pups. So I figured I'll give this a try. I went to the local Home Depot and got this thing, and it's got some weight to it. She just jammed it into the ground and just loosened up the banana pups, and bam, look at that. And this is not just a pup, this is that's a big stalk that are already cut down, and as you can see, it started growing back already. So unless you stay on top of your banana clump, it can get out of hand, and then you're dealing with a battle and a half, 9 rounds of boxing, trying to make it smaller. So, because they get rooted in so well, I mean, so well. And that's something that I was not aware of really going in to this whole food forest thing and planting bananas. I thought, hey, cool, let me get bananas, and not just one. I got like 20 different varieties. So now you're dealing with 20 different clumps you got to maintain. So jump on it early. Keep just one stock, maybe 3. In this case, I'm gonna keep 3 of these, but some other varieties, I'm gonna keep them to a single stock. And anytime you see a pup pop up, take this bar and pry it out of there. It's so much easier than having to retroactively try and, to make the clump smaller. Unless you don't care, you got the real estate, whatever, let the banana clump as big as it wants to, because it will get just ever sprawling. I mean, it just gets wider and wider and wider and wider. Every single one of these stalks will create banana pups all around, and so on and so on and so on. So that's something I just didn't know about bananas going in. So yeah, and so I found myself with this really big clump of ice cream banana. It's delicious, but it's been producing really like subpar racks. So I've read then, of course, that if you keep the banana stalks down to like 3 or 1, you just get much more better quality bananas because they're not competing for water and nutrients, which makes sense, of course. But you know, with these bananas, I kind of went in and planted them first and then asked questions later. So, but yeah, lesson learned with this clump. Luckily, I only have one other clump that I've let get out of control, and the other 19 clumps I have are still only at 1 stalk, so I can still manage those early on. There you go. Now just throw them in here for mulch. Yeah. All right. 2 down and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go. Yeah, she did it with ease. So let me try this tool out, and I have to admit, it's way easier than working with that shovel. I'm telling you, I broke 3 shovels maintaining bananas. 3 shovels. And this thing is, oh yeah, that was my foot. This thing is solid metal. Oh, I'm gonna feel that one tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, this. I'm so glad I came across her video, I tell you. I love it. So much easier than digging. So much easier. It's like a crowbar for bananas. There you go. Another one down. Throw that in over there. And you can take out the whole comb, that's what you want. Because if you just keep them cut down, and forget it, they grow so fast. I mean, look at this one. I just cut that one just a few days ago, and it's already trying to grow back into a full-size banana, and it will if I let it. So you really got to take out the comb. Makes all the difference, and it won't come back. Yeah, look at that. It's already grown a new pup right there. Yeah, so banana clumps will get out of control really fast if you let them. Let's feed that ice cream bean over there. I'll probably just backfill this with mulch mainly. All these banana leaves. So yeah, stay on top of your bananas early. But now that I'll bring it back to in size, it'll just be easier to maintain and keep it a smaller size. Let's go for this one here next. It'll be even easier with small pups. Like I said, these were already full-grown stumps, so they're really well rooted in there with fully developed combs. The nice part is that this is solid metal, so you're not gonna break this prying out these banana pups. I'm hitting something here. I never knew just how much bananas can stink. Foul odor. Real foul odor. I'm actually probably gonna end up taking that one down too. Got another pup right there. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up taking this one out. That's fine. This one's really in there. Just like super established in here. Super established. I might have to leave this one in there. Ugh. Gross. Ugh, it's just straight mush. Man, that stuff smells so bad. Yuck. Alright, let me grab the shovel actually. Oh man. That's crazy. Stay on top of your bananas, y'all. Unless you want to deal with this retroactively. Holy crap. This is... Let's see what we got here. Yeah, there we go. Look at this freaking thing. This will grow many more banana babies if you let it. Whoa. Holy baloney. So the schnitzel in there. Holy scheisse. Yeah. Dang. Alright. Well, this one is super loose now. And so is that one. You know what? I might take this third one out here. Yeah, screw it. I'll leave 2. And then, since I got like 20 different banana varieties, I let one grow at a time. But if you got 20 of them, then you'll have bananas, throughout the year anyways. So it doesn't really matter. If you only got one clump, and I can understand doing the whole grandmother, daughter, and granddaughter kind of thing, leaving 3. But then it's got that many more pups to worry about. This is a big one right there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take this one out. This sucker is huge. Huge. Let's see if I can pry. Oh, hell yeah. Whew. This tool was worth the freaking money, I tell you. Like $30. Totally worth it. Because otherwise, you're buying new shovels, which cost you about the same. Alright, let me get back in behind there. The amount of bugs that live inside these clumps is insane. See if I can cut those roots here with a shovel without going in on the other side. That's quite the workout. Now this this shovel feels like 5 pounds. Not even, like a feather in comparison to this freaking bar here. Holy schnitzel. Alright. Whew. Holy crap. A little pup growing there. Whew. So, yeah. But now, I don't have to worry about, I only have to worry about these three sprouting a pup. And when they're still small like that, it's super easy to just pry them out. It takes just a small little whack to separate them. This thing, on the other hand, was a freaking chore. Whoa. I just gotta watch to keep an eye out on these that I ripped out, that they don't root back into the ground, because they will, and new pups will sprout out of that as it roots. So I've had that happen too. I had to rip it out all over again. So, which was still fine, but easy to do still. But all right, I'm gonna leave that one where it is. I might actually pot this little pup up here. Let me see if it's easily removed already. I might have squished it too much by now. As long as you can get it with some roots intact, it's usually really easy. But whatever. I'm not really interested in potting this one up. I was thinking about selling off some pups. But sometimes it's just not worth the effort dealing with people and so on. It's just, dude, it's a hobby. I do this for myself, so. Okay. Came right off. And this was stuck to the mother clump, I guess, so we'll pot it up. Don't know what the heck I'm gonna do with it yet, but I can always throw it into the compost down the road. I'll probably cut the roots back. I'll probably cut the roots back, way back. Fit it in there. Fit it in there. I'll pot up Puerto Rican plantain here. We'll see if it survives the winter. Have any more room? I already forgot what this one is. That's a Kandarian. This sucker will get 30, 40 feet tall, this banana. So, some other ones here that I've ripped up, and the collector in me just refuses to get rid of them completely. I don't know, like I said, I might mulch these up. For now, I'll pot it in there. Why not? Alright, anyways, I wanted to try out that tool, and I think that tool is a success, worth the freaking money. If you got bananas and you want to maintain the size of the clump, the diameter, and prevent it from ever expanding, I can only recommend this freaking thing here. Post hole digger. Amazing. This thing was worth the money. Post hole digger. Amazing. This thing was worth the money. The money. So, another toy to the collection here, amongst my rakes and shuffles and picks. Speaking of rake, we'll need this one for our next objective. These things can use some water, actually. Let me turn on the water there. Let's go turn on the water. Certain things I just don't have on drip, on the drip system yet. But soon. It's just a one-man operation, so it's a ton of things to do. And no time when you're already working at least 40 hours every week, plus life. So, do what we can. And here we got some wax jamboos right there. Also some empty pots. I'll water them anyway, because I tend to just stick in cuttings whenever I make them available, even seeds. So if I don't have cuttings in here, it's usually seeds. Got this variegated Eureka lemon, or pink lemon, which is actually going to be, it's going to be time to up pot this one here. Got some purple sugar cane. I think this is the white wax jambu, actually. And some cuttings that didn't make it. This is the Annona Ilama rosata. So usually the stuff that I plant in ground, I like to make a backup of it and pot up a cutting or seeds or whatever. So these are just, that's an edible hibiscus there. This used to be a loquat, the Yehuda. There's more edible hibiscus in here. Oh, I'm skipping. What's that back there? That's also like the tree salad, or salad tree, which is also related to a hibiscus. Don't know what that is there. Doesn't look good either. Let's see if it makes it. That there was the seedless white guava. I made some cuttings, so we'll see if any of those take. By the looks of it, that one definitely will not. Same with that. Oh yeah, just a Mexican sunflower. Some sugar cane. Oh no. Oh, what happened here? That's no good. This is the Annona montana, or mountain soursop, and it has lost leaves, they're getting brown. I'm hoping it's just a lack of water, but I don't know. That one there, that's not looking too hot. Maybe it got too cold for it. But no, I don't think so. The Montana is actually way more cold tolerant than the soursop or Annona mercata. So I don't think that's cold damage. That's something else. The Imbi, or I think Garcinia livingstoni, which I don't have any hopes for that. I've had it for 2 years, and the way you see it there is the way I received it. It hasn't done anything in like 2 years. The way you see it there is the way I received it. It hasn't done anything in like 2 years. See if so. But yeah. That was a big old disappointment so far. Alright. This big leaf here is the white shatut, or green mulberry, white Pakistani. Super delicious. That thing tastes like pure honey. Every now and then I'll try and make a cutting of this mulberry, and this is the first time that it's actually hanging in there. What do I have back there? Oh, I don't even know. Interesting. I don't know. I'll have to take a closer look there. Sometimes I forget what kind of cuttings I have in here. Doesn't help that the labels wash off. Like this one, I totally forgot what that is. These Grumichama cuttings here. This is one I need to up-pot. This wax jambu. I think the white variety. Could be the green one. Again, I suck at labeling. Green or white. I know that much because the red one I kept in a pot, so I didn't make a backup of it. Even though I should make a backup of that one too. This is the sugar dragon fruit. Hear loads of good things about that one. It's supposed to be super sweet, purplish. Got a Suriname cherry. I think it's just a red one. I do have the Zill black, but the cutting didn't take. Oh yeah, this is the Dovialis here. Or Key. Oh yeah, this is the Dovialis here. Or K-apple, something like that. Dovialis. Mine actually just started fruiting for me for the first time, the big mother plant of it. So I'm super excited about it. I had a chance to taste that one once, and it's really good. It tastes like peach, maybe a little bit of mango, but yeah, like a nice little tiny, fuzzy, crunchy peach. It's really good. I also got the cherry of the Rio Grande, Savannah cherry. I'm a really big fan of those cherries in general, so this is kind of like, I guess, the closest thing I can get to a normal regular cherry, like a Bing cherry or so. It's actually like heat tolerant. Alright, I think I got them all. So probably gonna up-pot this one here, and possibly this one and this variegated lemon there. Never tried that pink lemon or the variegated Eureka. Looks cool though. Citrus here in Florida is just race against time, I guess. It's usually not if they catch the greening, but when, really. So I tend to keep those in pots. I do have some varieties in the ground, but it's one of those fruits that if I lose them, I lose them, and I'm not gonna cry about it. I knew what they're about going in. All right, let's plant this thing here. Savannah cherry. So Savannah cherry is a nice buffer fruit tree. You can plant it close to other fruit trees. It does well in the understory. It does well in semi-shade. It doesn't mind root competition. So that's why this one is a nice buffer plant fruit tree to have in between this mango, which is going to be a beast, and that jackfruit, which is also going to be a beast. So it's a perfect spot for it. It's gonna have to peel back the mulch a little bit here. You also get a bucket to put the dirt in, so I don't get dirt on top of the mulch here. You get that. Let's get a bucket. This stuff here, freaking amazing. It's like a Caribbean oregano. Very heat tolerant, and it gets to about 4 feet if you let it, and I just shave it down to like knee level or so, and even ankle height, and make a bunch of dried oregano. It's a very intense oregano aroma flavor. So this is the Valencia orange. I don't think I feed these oranges enough. But man, fertilizer is just expensive, especially if you got a shitload of trees. It's just too much. So I'm gonna be, hey, look at that, the Arkin is fruiting. A little star fruit right there. I'm gonna start a little brewing my own compost tea. So I'm gonna use one of those barrels and then put water in there and a bunch of clippings of the Tithonia or Mexican sunflower, katuk, moringa, mulberry, all that stuff that's super nutritious. So if it's nutritious for you, it's usually nutritious for the plant trees, for the fruit trees as well. So got that little pro tip from somebody else that's already has a well-established food forest, and that's what he does, and it seems to work for him, so we'll give it a try. I don't try to reinvent the wheel or anything. I just take a look at what other people already have been doing successfully, and I'll just copy them usually. Oftentimes I just sit out here in the garden for hours on end and just YouTube. Just before I'm about to do something, I'll look it up on YouTube and see how to do it. And that's how I came to plant this one here, because I really wanted to fill the spot with something else, and this checked all the boxes. So got the watering line right there. Go ahead and dig a small little hole. So here in Florida, they have a saying where you up-plant. You don't plant into the ground, you up-plant. This is why, because it's just sand. There's nothing to this. It's just sand. So you want to get it up in the little mound. Let the roots sort of grow into the mulch layer. The mulch layer is what feeds or what creates the nutrition, I guess, once you get the mycorrhiza and all that, the bugs and bacteria and all that established and growing. Yeah, come on. I don't recommend pulling it out like this usually, but there we go. Let's see. Alright. Another thing I do is I'm gonna make sure that all the top layer of these roots are usually exposed and the trunk is not touching the mulch too much. I don't want anything to rot. Alright, so let me go ahead and pop in a dripper in here real quick. Of course I don't have it right now, and then I'm gonna cover it in mulch. Savannah cherry. Really delicious. Really delicious. Which way am I going? Okay. I'd have to do a side-by-side comparison between the Savannah cherry and the cherry of the Rio Grande. Haven't had a chance to do that, though I tasted both and I like them both, but I could not tell you which one I like more. I have to taste them side by side. Yep. This is gonna be another project here coming up very soon. Actually, I've been aching to do that. I want to graft. This is a giant black mulberry, well established as you can see, and I just usually cut it down, way down every year, almost twice a year basically. But I'm gonna graft. I have the white, the green, and the Pakistani. White, green, and Pakistani. Yep. So I have 3 other varieties that I want to graft onto this one here and make this sort of a 4, like a little like monster Frankenstein mulberry with 4 varieties. There's a couple more that I want to get my hands on, like the Shangri-La. I got to taste that one, and oh man, I mean the perfect balance of sweet sour on that thing. Perfect balance. Shangri-La. What a tasty mulberry. Super, super tasty. Getting ambushed by a frog here. Super, super tasty. Getting ambushed by a frog here. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I don't usually like sticking the dripper directly into the line because the line sometimes needs to be moved or adjusted. Oh, perfect. And this is only a 0.5 gallon dripper, which is just... Oh, perfect. And this is only a 0.5 gallon dripper, which is just unfortunately not enough. I slowly replaced all the 0.5 drippers. I like to use the 2 gallon an hour drippers, pots or in ground, because in the summer it's just so hot that's just barely enough. So yeah, perfect. Let's go plug this into the line there. I put a cutting of the white seedless guava here. I want to do a triple planting here. Basically, I got I think it's the Barbie or the Ruby Supreme, one of the two. I want to say it's the pink Barbie pink, whatever you call it, guava. Super delicious. And there's a crunchy white. So I was gonna do the seedless white here, but we'll see if it takes it. I don't know. I haven't been able to get a cutting going. Probably wrong time of the year to begin with, but I had the Mexican cream in here, which I heard good things about, but I accidentally let it dry out somehow. So I think I decided I'm going to put the red Malaysian in here, actually, because I have the white guava right there. So just to have the white seedless guava is kind of too, how do you say, doppelt gemoppelt, redundant. So I want something drastically different there, and I think the red Malaysian will fit the bill here. So I'm gonna see if I can go to like Nick's Edibles. It's a nice fruit tree nursery. He has all the exotic stuff, and he has a Black Friday sale going on. So I don't know. I'm gonna try and make it down there. We'll see. It's just really far from where I live, to be honest. It's rare that I get to go down there, which is a good thing, because I'd probably be broke if it lived any closer. Don't have much self-control when it comes to collecting fruit trees. It's like Pokemons to me. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. There we go. Alright, got the mulch there. Got the water going. So I'd say in 2 years, this year should provide some tasty fruit. Play the long game. I paid $20 for this little thing, so you can pay probably $100 or whatever for one that'll fruit for you in the next year, or it's already fruiting. But meh, I'm in no hurry. Plus I have one potted that's fruiting, so that kind of adds to that whole factor too. No need to spend the money. So this is a bit controversial right here to me. What's this? In Spanish, they call it hoja santa, or root beer plant. It makes really big leaves. I mean, look at my hand in comparison. Huge leaves. But I hear that you cannot really eat this raw, or you shouldn't. But you cook it, so you'd like wrap like fish in this and grill it or so, and it gives it a really nice flavor. I have tasted a little piece of it raw, and it does taste like root beer, which was really cool. But then I read that you shouldn't eat it raw, so I'm not really too sure what to believe there. So I don't know if anyone has experience with that, but I'd love to know. Let's see what this apple is doing. Yikes. It's holding on to some little leaves there. Are apples supposed to be bare right now? They're deciduous, right? But I see some with leaves here. And I did see some flowers not too long ago. Huh. Oh, yeah. Well, this one is flowering. Look at that. It's got 1, 2 flowers going on right now. Let's see if I can catch it without breaking it. All right. Which one is this? So this is the Anna, which supposedly does really well here in hot climates. I got the golden dorset. And that's the Tropic Sweet. Huh. But they look like little Charlie Brown trees. They look like this all year round. So I was hoping with the colder weather they'd leaf out a bit more. They get plenty of sun here, but not too much. So I don't know. This was a gamble. I hear that pears and apples are just don't do well in this climate. But hey, we'll try anyways, right? We'll try anyways. And they do get enough water, so I don't think that's a problem. But maybe not. Again, I got just drippers on there, like 2-gallon drippers or so. So maybe I should increase the watering, see if that makes a difference. I just don't spend the time, that's the problem. This stuff's got to thrive on neglect out here for me, because I don't got the time to spend 2 hours on watering every week. It just doesn't work. So yeah, I'll just review the watering there. Anyways, all right, we're gonna up pot something here, and it's either going to be, it will be this one here. Got a nice mamey sapote. It's the Lorito variety. And this thing flowers every year for me, but it does not hold on to fruit. So I think it's time to up-pot it. And maybe I'll see some fruit in a 25-gallon. That would be amazing. I've tasted a mamey sapote before one time, and it was delicious. I mean, talking about pumpkin pie kind of stuff, just super good. So, yeah. We'll up-pot that one. I think the root system is ready to go in from this pot here. Get off there, snail. Don't really see anything sticking out as far as no. Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be interesting to see. But I think it's time to up-pot. What's crazy with this one is that, look here, we got the rootstock, and then the graft is just completely way more vigorous than the rootstock. Way more vigorous. I mean, it looks like it was just kind of so darüber gestülpt, like it was just stuck on, just jammed onto it. Just jammed onto it. Shovel. So we'll pot that one up. So, a little dirt mount going on here. I just planted this year not too long ago. I've had this one in pots for like almost 2 years, and this is a white sapote, redlands. It was already flowering, so and the pot, it was in a 7 gallon, and it was really dry in between waterings. So to me, that's usually a telltale sign that it needs to be up-potted. And it came out just in one gigantic root clump, so it was definitely ready to go into the ground. And I have it right next to a Subel white sapote in a triple planting with a purple sugar apple, a pink Alama. So, and the reason I added this Redlands sapote into the mix with the Anonas here is in a little triple planting is because this Anona is actually, Subel sapote is actually planted or grafted onto a cherimoya rootstock. So theoretically, the rootstocks here between the three Anonas should get along just fine. And cherimoyas, they're just a commonly used rootstock for usually other like Anonas, especially like Atamoyas and so on. But cherimoyas just don't fruit well here, from what I've heard. I haven't tried it, but if that's what everybody's saying, I'm not even gonna waste my time. All right, let's bring this mame over here and take a look. This spot will be then taken by a different plant. I have a purple forest guava that I'm gonna put here, I think. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Got a few little ones that are big enough to get moved up. Okay. All right. So, let me see. Yeah. Well, honestly, it could have actually stayed in that pot. It's really not all that saturated with roots. But then you're gonna start getting in, you'll risk it getting root bound, but honestly you just break up the roots, and plant it then. But yeah, it could have stayed in the pot, but I have this 25-gallon available, and this thing just wants to fruit, so I'm gonna give it the best chance I can give it here to fruit. So it's sitting a little high. So make a little bowl in here. Sits up just a tad bit lower. Yeah, that's better. All right. See if I can naturally straighten it out some. Well, that's fine, because what I'll do is I'll drill a hole in here and then just grab a string and straighten it out that way. That's what I'll do. That's fine. I can do that without putting too much flex on it. Because believe it or not, I have snapped fruit trees in half just trying to train the branches and bending them, so it happens quite easily. So I got some soil right here, which this is perfect because these things are so heavy. I cannot move them by myself almost. So this should make this one lighter by taking some soil out from there. So in here, I'm probably going to put my a mandarin. I'll pot up a mandarin in here. Yeah, what's going on here? Et voilà. So, weiter geht's. Oh no. So 25-gallon pots is kind of the sweet spot for me in these fruit trees. And most fruit trees, they'll be happy long term in a 25-gallon. Now, some of them you might have to, root prune every so often, like full-size mulberries, for example. I wouldn't grow bananas in pots. That just seems like a whole lot of hassle, a whole lot of work. I can't imagine. Maybe if you got one, whatever. But if you got as many fruit trees as I have, and as many banana varieties, I considered it at some point, and I had them potted at some point, but then I realized how fast they grow and how often you actually have to cut out pups and so on. They'll fill up a 25-gallon pot in no time, so you're basically just constantly maintaining them then. And again, that's not what I'm about here. Thrive on neglect for the most part. The raccoons are back. There. I feel like they come out the moment they hear some commotion in the backyard here. They know I'm disturbing the soil. They'll come cooning around. Okay. All right. Maybe one more shovel full. I want to leave enough room for some good mulching there. I gotta add a lot more mulch here. Nowhere near enough. But now that this is in a 25-gallon, hopefully I'll actually see some fruit here soon. So, like I said, it flowers a lot every year. That'd be pretty amazing. Got some mamey fruit in a 25-gallon. Alright. Yeah. Phew. The reason I don't put this one in the ground is because it from what I hear, the mameys, the tree, even though the tree itself will grow just fine in this climate, you won't see fruit because they tend to fruit over the winter. But then the fruit itself is not very tolerant of the cold temperatures that the zone produces. So we'll see. It's just an experiment, right? That's why on one hand, I could have actually left it in this pot for a lot longer, but I don't think I would have seen any fruit in there in this 7-gallon. But my reasoning was that my reasoning was that it's protected from the cold in this little 7-gallon. So, all right, I got now four of these. Which means I'm gonna be able to up-pot some of these mangoes here soon. Mangoes do really well in 7-gallon pots for a long time. Like in the 7-gallon, and I've had several mangoes fruit in 7 gallons as well. Nice big mangoes, so especially the slower growing varieties like the dwarf Hawaiian and the Carries and the ice creams. Like, look at this canopy on this one here, little 7-gallon. Gorgeous. Yeah, and I do have some big varieties too that get huge. So those will probably end up in 25 gallons sooner than later. Let's see, how many do I have to? I'm not gonna pot mangoes today, but let's see, how many do I have to? I'm not gonna pot mangoes today, but I want to propagate this cecropia here. Make it back up. Let's see what. Alright, so we got, look at here. This morning I came out and I saw the seedless white guava. I should have saved it for tonight so I can show you guys, but I couldn't wait. I already had it. Super delicious, by the way. This is the Lara starfruit. It's supposed to be one of the sweetest varieties out there. So it seems to be holding on to several fruit. So I should be able to taste that one soon. We'll see if it can get any size on it, though. So we'll see. So far, I'm a big fan of the Carry, but it's the only one I've tasted from the garden or that's fruited for me reliably in a pot. So, but it's really delicious. Carries are amazing. But I traded the Carry fruit tree for a canoe. And since I already, yep. Crunchy. It's the green giant jujube giant jujube, whatever you want to call it, Thai giant. All right, so I'm going to put this one in the ground, kaffir lime. Probably not tonight. Let's go up pot this. Yeah, these guys need some water. 1, 2. Let's see if I can bring the water over here. It's an endless task to keep these plants watered. Let's see if I got enough here to reach there. I don't think so. I don't think I do. maxed out here. Darn it. I didn't want to have to drag it back through this little mess here. Oh, no choice. Yeah, I do have a choice. Let's fill up a bucket and just dump it in there. Yeah, let's do that. So, yeah, watering is an endless story. Never ends. Oh, while we're waiting, got a triple planting of avocados here. Got a choquette back here, Donny, and Oro Negro. It's gonna keep that one in a pot, but I ended up with a Wirtz, which is a dwarf, or considered a dwarf, so I kept that one in the pot and decided to plant this one. There we go. Dump the whole bucket in there. It's draining just fine, so give it a good old drink here. This is the white mulberry, white Pakistani or green Shatood. It's freaking delicious. It's got a fruit right there. And I've been just noshing on that for the last few weeks. This one still looks good. I'll give it some water anyway. I think this is the... Whew. Oh my. Don't have a label. Oof. Man. Alright, now I'm curious. Let me see. Some kind of Eugenia. It's either a Pitomba, the Savannah, or the Rio. We'll see. Alright, that's enough water for that one. Spread the wealth. Gets me every time when I have eyes just staring out at me from the jungle there. It's usually raccoons or cats. water this one in good. I don't think I have another one that needs watering in. Nope. All right. There we go. Yeah. So one of these sessions here, I have to basically run water or hook up drip lines to this whole row here. Hook drip lines up to the, oh, yikes, easy. Hook up drip lines to the ones I just watered. Always gotta mess with the watering, I tell you. But once it's set up, then, you can just walk away. But the initial work that goes in, it's a lot. Once you got it in place, it's easy maintenance. But the initial setup is usually where the effort goes. All right, so this is the pitomba. All right, that's the pitomba. That means this one here is cherry of the Rio Grande. So that one back there was the Savannah cherry. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Now I don't have to worry about watering these. That is done. So here's another good example of how I use these Eugenias around in the ground. So this one here's got the, this is the cherry of the Rio Grande, and this is underneath a big old oak tree that shades this whole area, basically, dappled sunlight, and it's mushed in between that Sri Kambangan starfruit and this big Brogdon or Bacon avocado, one of the two. So this guy is going to basically be smushed in, lots of root competition and low light conditions, but it's supposed to be unaffected by it for the most part. It's still supposed to fruit reliably. And same for the starfruit. They're supposed to do just fine in the understory, and this one here will get enough afternoon sunlight from one direction to hopefully provide fruit. We shall see. And then right next to that one, I got the spiral ginger, of course. This produces edible flowers, plus it's beautiful. But it's the white mulberry, which I hacked way down. And I might actually hack away at it even more because I don't like the Y-shaped trunk. So I might get rid of that little trunk there. Saw that off and let this one grow up again. So I'm not very happy with how this came out, but I should have gotten rid of this Y there a long time ago, and I just ended up hacking it way low, mainly because I had another branch growing right here and they were starting to fuse and etc. So I didn't want to deal with that. Yeah, this exactly here was just no good. It was branched out and just, all wrong. So it's important that you train your trees early on, because otherwise it's a lot more difficult to get them to grow the way you want. So, all right. A couple of things that I'm gonna sow directly into the ground are the Clitoria ternatia. I'll let you guess why it's called Clitoria. So this is the butterfly pea, and it makes a beautiful colored like lemonade or tea. And then if you add lemon to it, it turns from like this blue color to purple or something like that. It's supposed to be really good. This is the same thing, but double blue. And I got a couple of papaya varieties that I'm gonna throw on the ground. But I'm gonna wait for these until probably February, to be honest, because temperatures are just gonna be too cold until then. So I couldn't get them started indoors, but already I couldn't get them started indoors, but already got a bunch of stuff indoors right now, so I don't want any more things to have to keep an eye on. All right, let's see. Do I feel like up potting this one? Yeah, I think so. Why not? Let's see if we can up pot this. It's a mandarin. It's a classic OG mandarin. And what happened here with this one, this here was the original trunk. And I let it dry out. And luckily, it sprouted a new one and it's looking great and vigorous. So now I just gotta come in here. I left it on here because I was hoping that, it'll recover. But it completely died back, so I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it right there and let this one grow. So I'm thinking it's ready to be up potted because it is rooting into the ground. See, the roots are coming out on the sides and it's starting to root into the ground. So I'm gonna up pot that one. I was gonna up pot this peanut butter fruit tree. It's got a little one growing. Something else beat me to this one. I had a nice big one here earlier today that I already ate. I'm a fan of the peanut butter fruit, so they're good. But it's very cold sensitive, so this damage here you see is because of the cold. But this is a good one to have as also again, like you can use it like the eugenias as a buffer. They do really well in low light conditions as well. So I'm going to be putting that one in the ground somewhere. I don't know where yet. Probably like back in there towards the because that's like where the edge of the jungle there. So with this pumpkin tangerine, truly tiny banana, and here's the Annona reticulata, or custard apple, which is actually flowering for me, which is exciting to see. I'm smothering the ground right now to kill all the weeds and stuff. And then I'm going to be putting that peanut butter fruit tree back in here, most likely. We'll see. We will see. I got some tangelos. They're pretty much ready. I don't know. I'm kind of worried about these citrus. They're not developing as I hoped. I'll see. Keep an eye on them. All right. Should be a lot lighter to maneuver now. Not really sure where I'm going to put it though. Shoot. I think I'll put it back here for now, actually. Yeah, I think I'll put it back here for now. Yeah, let me do that. I just didn't want to encroach too much on the boys' play area here. Gotta share the yard with the family. If it was up to me, of course, you know, I would have a fruit tree all over the place. So I think I'll put it right here. I can always move it if I need to. Yep. Let me do that. All right. So this is the Silas Woods sapodilla tree, by the way. These things taste like brown sugar. Super delicious. It's a dwarf, which is another one that's going to be in the pot for its entire life. And you will see fruits. Now, let's hook up the water to it. Yeah, Silas Wood. Sapodilla. Hasn't fruited yet, but it has flowered. So we'll see if it'll manage to hold on to some fruit here for me soon. We'll just leave that there for now. Alright, this heavy freaking thing. Oh, I gotta put a hole in the bottom. These fruit trees do not like wet feet. Do not like wet feet. This thing's I do have holes on the sides, but the middle, the center, is just much lower than these, so the water tends to pool up. So that hole is going to make all the difference for them. And you can really tell. I learned that the hard way on some of these fruit trees. All right, and then to prevent these from rooting in to the floor, I just use these big old pavers that are heavy as hell. And now that I started putting those holes in the middle, I'm gonna have to basically go around all of these 25 gallons I have throughout and retroactively place those underneath. I like to stay 6 feet in between these pots. 4, 5. 6. There we go. That's fine. It's a bit crooked. A bit too much at me. One thing what happens a lot is with these pots, I usually have snakes underneath them. So hopefully that won't happen now. What am I kidding? This is Florida. Of course I will end up with snakes underneath. Whew. Yeah. We'll see. I might end up moving this anyways. So it's getting a little crowded there, but whatever. It'll be good for now. I drag this thing over there. Phew. Alright, just like with the other one, create a little divot there, and pop it right in. So considering the roots were poking out on the side, I imagine this root ball is going to be nice and solid. And I'll go ahead and clip that too while I'm at it. Oh, yep. Oh yeah, it started getting rooted in nicely. I just had to rip. I just heard a bunch of roots ripping out. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, see that? Well, okay, that's not just the mandarin. That's also the spiderwort here, which I'm not sure if that's a good thing in here or not, but so far I haven't seen any adverse effects. Okay. Ooh, what happened there? Yeah, good. Twist it around. As they say, every tree does have a chocolate side to it. Okay. Okay. I think I can deal with that. Yeah, good. Good. All right, let's get the snips and dirt. Hey, and guess what? Gained another 7-gallon to pot yet another mango tree. Shit. Still not enough, but getting there. Let's see. What is this one? So, this is the rosy gold mango. Seeing a little bit of dieback on it, actually. That's curious what happened here. Usually mangoes are... Interesting. I might pot that one up sooner than later. Just because I'm seeing some dieback. And if I see dieback on a pot that I got from the nursery, that usually tells me something about the soil quality that the nursery put in there. So, yeah. Not tonight. Soon. What's this one here? This one is also going to be up potted. It's dwarf line. I'll put that one. And right here we got the one. And right here we got the... Let me see. Hey, which variety are you? Oh no. Triple sec. AKA Seacrest. I'll put that one. And I can probably wait. And then we got the Maha Chinook. That one got up pot it. coconut cream, and then a bunch of others. For now, I got enough pots to get those up potted. So, and that's what I do up here. Play musical chair with these pots. Next one's gonna be these kaffir lime that I'll be planting, and this Baldwin pear, and just like that I'll have another 2 7-gallon pots full of mangoes. I'm looking for the creme brulee mango and the Fairchild. Those are next on my list to procure, hunt down, find, collect, whatevs. And I don't really go online, and purchase there. I like to go to the local mom and pop nurseries and get most of the stuff there. Plus they usually tend to have sort of the more collector items, the odds and ends. Oh, so it's right here. Hello. Plus since COVID, fruit trees have increased in price so much. I mean, they have tripled in price. It's insane. Especially when it comes to sort of the more the bigger box stores, Just mighty proud of their inventory. So I'm just glad I got into this hobby before COVID, well before COVID. I've been kind of like collecting fruit trees and trying to establish this fruit forest here for at least 6 years already, so I'll keep walking past this. Good luck moving this again, right? These things get super heavy. Spread this mulch out some. I'm gonna have to add a bunch more mulch. I like these spiderworts. They get pretty darn tall, and supposedly they're medicinal, edible. You can eat the stalks just like asparagus and prepare them just like asparagus. So I hear anyway. I would love for someone to actually prepare it for me and try, so I can try it. I'm like always my own worst critic when it comes to cooking or trying out foods and things that I grow myself. It's weird. It's mental. But if someone like says like, here, look at me, I'm eating it, and you go, it's like, it's all right, kind of like getting towed in. So, all right, let's snip this sucker. All right. So, I'm gonna use these. I should use the big ones that I have, but I'm gonna tell you right now, these actually, well, I'll give it a try. I might regret it. I do not like these. They bend. This here bends, and then you just end up shredding the dang branches for the most part. It's also painted. Where's the brush? Alright. This stuff is pretty pricey, but and you can get like at Lowe's or Home Depot like a latex paint or so. But this is I like to use this here because it has a bunch of different minerals in there and so on. and when I trim something, I tend to paint it, or when I've plant young avocados or mangoes or so, this provides a nice sun protection and so on. So this is a nice product to use. Nice sun protection and so on. So this is a nice product to use. Really helps keep your tree alive and protect it from sunburn and so on. So, all right. Anyway. Of course, I shredded the label. Dumbass. I'm like, I was looking at it too, and like, but nothing happened. So, yeah. All right, that's not a clean cut. I want it lower. Let me get the smaller snips there. So again, this thing is just not ideal for many things. You have to really get it into the back of these jaws here, and then clamp down for a nice clean cut. If you get it anywhere towards the middle and higher, it just bends. Not very solid material at all. Okay, pry this open too. Yeah. Not very solid material. It's tough. There we go. Yikes. I'm gonna have to sharpen these up here. Okay. So see. It goes a long way, to be honest, this stuff. I've painted a bunch of things with it. It's kind of watery. I diluted it a bit too much. So as you can see, this trunk here actually was painted. The citrus trees, you can burn them too when they're young. So I've had this one in a pot for several years now. So I got it from a tiny little thing. So it's been a few years now. There we go. And now we'll prevent some disease infestation, whatever. So I'm not really worried about getting sunburned, but that's usually what I do here. Especially if it's, I'll show you. Not that I have to do this right now, but there you go. So if it's like a mango or a young avocado, they tend to sunburn very easily, and this stuff will protect them. All right, much nicer. So at some point I'm gonna come in here and give it later, like maybe in February or so, I'm gonna come in here and give it a nice clean up. Whoa, what is that? That thing looks like dog poop. I mean, not dog poop, bird poop. Hold on, let's see if I can get a closer look at it here for you. There. That. It's a big old caterpillar. Huh. It looks like bird poop. It's got that pattern and color. I'm gonna have to look that one up. I'm not gonna take it off because I just let nature do its thing. The predator will find it sooner or later. Maybe even that how do you call it, that wasp that lays its eggs inside those things. I forgot what it's called. We need something to hold that dripper in place. What is that wasp called? It's like a beneficial kind of bug. I've seen it do its work on the papaya. Something was eating the papaya. Kind of bug. I've seen it do its work on the papaya. Something was eating the papaya leaves, and the next time I went out there, it was just a big old fluffy thing. And I guess that's what the wasp does. Once it creates a cocoon. Huh, these might work. I don't want this to rust, though. We'll see. Maybe. There we go. Much better. Yes. Much better. All right. Well, that's not gonna work out, is it? Schnitzel. Okay. What to do? Let's see if this lasts a bit. Alright, I'm gonna have to replace this with a longer line. Eesh. Plus that's so far. So I'm probably gonna cap it and poke a hole closer to where the pot is. Yep, just not right now. Like I said, I gotta address a bunch of watering connections all throughout, so I'm gonna make that a whole separate garden session here. Check this out here, Dovialis, a little fruit set right here. Come on, tough time. Focus. Nope, doesn't want to focus. Anyways, this turns into a little tiny fuzzy peach looking thing. Super delicious. So this is the first time that it's actually fruiting for me. It's flowered a few times. It's the first time I'm seeing fruit on this. So I had to do the same thing here. I had a big old like water shoot, I call those. They grow straight up and most likely won't produce any fruit, but really long shoots. Anyways, I had to cut that up, and I painted it there as well. But nice. So I was happy to see that. That's kind of like I love when I just randomly come out here, just, to do something, one thing or another anyway, and just randomly see something fruit for the first time. It's always a nice surprise. Love seeing that. So, all right, I'm gonna leave this alone for now. I do have, we'll see. Let me see if I have the energy to do this today. So this honey jar jujube right here, super thorny. I mean, my goodness, jujubes are so thorny. That green giant, or the Thai giant, or is not nearly as thorny. Like almost not thorny at all. But the honey jar, my goodness. I mean, this is just covered in thorns. This might as well be like a rose bush. Super thorny. So let me see. I'm gonna pop that one into the ground there. I got the Bradley Atamoya right there. So I'm gonna put the jujube over here. This is a spot that gets endless sun all day, every day. Intense sun. So that's what jujubes need. I took out a Grand Nane here because I have a Grand Nane patch somewhere else, and like I said, since then I've learned a lot about bananas. So I went on a banana ripping out spree a few weeks ago. I was just ripping out bananas left and right. Left and right. Question is, this is a Cedar Bay cherry. Again, I love cherries. I have a ton of cherries, different varieties. So, but yeah, most of them are Eugenias. But then, got the Jamaican cherries also, Barbados cherry, and some low chill classic northern cherries as well. But mostly Eugenias. Like this Araza, which is underneath a big old cabbage palm because it loves dappled sun, mild shade. I had it in full sun and it hated it. It completely defoliated on me. Since putting it in here under this palm tree, it's flushing out again, so it's staying there. But the jujube is gonna go right here. I just don't know if I feel like planting it now because water. I think I'll have to, I'll need to make another water connection somewhere. Let me see if this will reach. No, this was for the Grand Nane. We'll leave it here. There. Alright, I'm gonna run a different water connection to it. But, you know what? I'm gonna make this another session because here I'm gonna put the jujube. Then over there is gonna be the key lime. And next to the key lime will be the peanut butter. Yeah. So, alright, well, stay tuned for some more planting action here soon. And then I also got the Baldwin pear to plant. And a bunch of little ones that I'll be up potting as well. So, endless stuff. Alright, y'all, until next time.